I don't know, maybe like 5-6 months ago, didn't she come to you and talk to you about someone else in the family telling her to stop crying? And I was very surprised that she said that. Maybe you can describe that situation, because I thought it was brilliant. I don't think I would have said that at 6 and been able to describe it with that type of confidence.
Yeah, I was actually surprised she said it as well. She said, I'm trying to think whether I can say it without naming names. But she basically said, so and so told me, or should I just say the name?
No, it's up to you.
Well, okay, I mean, it's really what happened, so I think it's fine. She said, Gong told me to stop crying and finish my food up, right? And I was really upset because I didn't want to stop crying. I was upset and it felt like I still needed to cry. And I think she might have said it more like, I felt like I still needed to cry, is how she put it. And she said, could you please tell Gong that I don't like it when he tells me to stop crying? Because if you don't tell him, he's going to do it to Xander as well. And I don't want Xander to have Gong tell him that, because when you need to cry, you need to cry. Right? So I thought that was really good, because she knew that it wasn't quite right by our standards or what we had taught her. She somehow knew that it wasn't quite right for her to be asked not to cry.
Yeah, and I feel like so many of us, I was just talking to someone else yesterday about this, that at some point we all learn that we need to hold it in and we need to just get over it and power through. And I hope she doesn't lose that. I feel like if you need to cry, you should just cry. I think there's a bit of a gray area there, because I think we all also understand that if you're one of those that does it sort of like performatively and to seek attention and to, you take it too far to make a big scene out of it, obviously that's not what we want. But there's a huge gray area there, and the solution is not to not cry, because that will cause issues. Like the emotion, the pent-up emotion will come up as something else down the road, like poor health, anxiety issues, anger issues, whatever it is, right?
But the reality of the situation is that I know I've personally said that before as well. I think the moments that I've said it have been where I've really been at my wit's end. She's screaming and crying really loudly, and my nervous system is also really playing up. I know I've said before, Michaela, I just need you to stop, right? And I'm thinking, just to caveat that situation, that my dad probably only said it at that point as well. Like when he was really trying, he had been trying quite a long time and quite hard. And
she was
quite
taking
tired.
the piss.
I'm not sure she was taking the piss, but he was tired and he was a bit like, all right, this needs to stop kind of thing. Obviously I don't know at which point it was.
But that's super tricky, right? Then how do you navigate that, right? Because I mean, I feel like I only get it right sometimes with Michaela when she's just like losing it late at night, can't go to bed, doesn't want to. Yeah, but I feel like I will hold her and I will calmly talk to her about, it's okay, just let it out. Like, Papa's here for you. And as she's screaming her face off, I'm trying to explain to her that, or trying to just, like, when you're ready, you can calm down. And we know that if you just let it get too far, and we use the word moshi, right? Which is like, when she was 2 years old and we were teaching about emotions, that was too big of a word for her, so she would say moshi. She's feeling moshi. So then I would say, even at 6 now, I tell her that when you're feeling too moshi, or when you let yourself get too moshi, then it gets really frantic. It gets very difficult to calm down after that. You start feeling a bit sick, your nose gets blocked. So I said, you can cry if you need to, but don't let it go too far. Actually, that's the thing I say the most. Like, look, you can cry, I'm here for you, but don't let it go too far, okay? And then I'll just say that a few times, and then you'll feel, and she's told us this, right? Like the pattern of crying, that you need to let it out, and then after that it'll go like, oh, like, oh. And then it'll become less and less. She said this, right?
Yeah.
Become less and less, and it's just, and then you know it's done.
But the difficult thing is, okay, firstly, we all get pushed to our wits' end at some point, and I think that's normal and that's fine as a caretaker or a parent. That's the point, I think, where you're supposed to pass the baton to a different adult who can take over.
If there's one there.
If there's one there, and who can hold the space for that crying or whatever is release of emotion,
Yeah.
right? But yes, is there a point where it gets too much and there'll actually be a good idea to temper it? That's the part.
I don't know. There's a part of me that wants to say it's too like Chinesey, but I feel like this thing of the person you're interacting with has hit their limit. So be a good citizen and shut up, right? Like that's that
You
really.
mean,
But that
you
is the
mean-
programming, right?
You mean be considerate? You mean think of others,
And shut the
right?
fuck up, yeah. Right, like, but that's what it feels
Yeah.
like, and
There's value to that.
yeah, and this is the commentary that we have sometimes when we're out, and I don't want to draw certain types of attention.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing. I feel like, oh, this is like inconsiderate
Mm-hmm.
and disruptive to the people
And society.
yeah, and it makes them uncomfortable, and I'm not comfortable with that. But it's like weird situations where I will feel that it's the same thing, because I don't necessarily agree totally with that pattern, but it's helpful to some degree. I don't know. I wish there was a better way I wish we could formulate something that's easier to understand about when you should just like
Rein
just
it in.
stop and rein it in, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's an exact formula to it, but I do think it is express it. And then when you feel you've given it the space, the understanding, then it's okay to stop.
That's quite an interesting train of thought, because maybe we can solve it if we can define what is the value of the emotional release. Just in this box here of kid is upset about something because she got told that she was not allowed to do something because it was too late at night. She can't have a piece of cake because it's too late at night. She needs to go to bed, so she loses it because she's overtired. What is the value of the crying in that scenario? Because if we can identify the value of the crying, then we can try and figure out, okay, when have we achieved that value? And then we can stop.
The value is to have the physiological release of the pent-up emotion.
So I feel unjust. I feel like I really want...
Or I'm really upset about it. You might even not feel it's unjust. You might, in her circumstance, she might know that it's the right thing, but I just really want it, and I'm really upset that I can't have it.
And sometimes it's, I'm upset at you for not letting me have it because I see you eat cake.
Yeah, sometimes. It's not fair. Yeah, in that case, it's not fair.
Yeah, she's been on that a little
Yeah.
bit lately.
Yeah.
So then there is this pent-up emotion that needs to go somewhere. Instead of internalizing it, it can be helpful to let it out. We don't want to stifle that. When do you know that that physiological release has run its course?
I think you gotta ask. I mean, this is how we do it in therapy, right?
Yeah.
You ask yourself, do I feel like after you listen to it, you hear it out, you give the space for it, and you comfort it, right? Like, for example, her situation. Okay, tell me more about how upset you are and how awful it feels that you weren't allowed to have it, right? So or she says it or she cries it, whatever. You go, okay, yeah, that makes sense. I'm sorry. That's hard to feel that way. That's really difficult, right? So then if after you've done the comforting and the validating, you ask again, so how do you feel now? I still feel, okay, then you have to keep doing it. Then it's not done yet, right? But if you do that process and at some point you ask, so how do you feel now? Yeah, I think I feel better now, right? It's almost like it's all
it's
done.
out of your system.
Yeah, it's done. It's understood, it's listened to enough, and then it's finished.
Okay, so in a therapy situation for an adult scenario that's like super serious and they come to you and they're feeling hyper emotional and they just need to release, you will actually be talking to them about this and walking them through this, and you validate how they feel.
And most adults, when they start crying, they'll keep trying to talk through it instead of allowing themselves to just cry. So usually I'll try and slow them down and say, I can see that the emotion is coming up now. Let's just leave a little space for it now to come out, right? So, because not like kids are good at it. They're better at it. So they'll just keep crying.
Yeah.
But the adult will try and hold it. So you have to encourage the expression of the emotion.
So it seems like actually we can probably to an extent do this on our own, where when we feel the crying coming, we make a choice to give it some space, to let the tears flow and let the emotions sort of flow. And what is it then? Like periodically in this episode, just ask yourself, you try and validate you comfort yourself and you validate yourself. What are some examples of that?
That makes so much sense that you feel that way. Of course you would feel that way given that you really, really wished you could have had it. And given that someone's told you couldn't have it, you couldn't make that choice yourself. That's not a nice feeling to have. It feels like control's taken away from you.
And you can let yourself hang out there of crying about, I really, really, really want it. I really want it. And then you just cry. You just let yourself cry through it. And then periodically you ask yourself, does it feel better now?
Yeah. Do I still feel the same, or do I feel slightly different now? Until you feel okay.
Yeah, I feel like if you periodically ask yourself that in an emotional episode, then you will find the point where you can be like, okay, like I don't need to keep going.
And I also think it's quite important, that many emotions and experiences cannot be finished right there and then on that day. There's times where you got life to live, right? Like you got to go to work, or your kid asks you for something important, or there's a crisis that needs to be dealt with. And it's okay to say, I hear you that it's not done yet and that it's still there, but I'm going to put it here and then I'm going to go deal with that. And I promise I'll come back and deal with it. But make sure you keep that promise, because otherwise you start to feel rift within yourself, where you don't trust yourself anymore, that you're going to fix stuff, that you're going to think about, that you're going to give yourself space to feel what needs to be felt.
I find that actually for myself, maybe I'm just a bit weird, but when I do stuff like that and I actually put it somewhere or into something, I find it helpful. Like if I need to process some shit and I go, I'm just going to place it in here for a while, I'll come back to it and I'll make it obvious for myself. Or like sometimes I'll put it in the bracelets or something like that.
You put it on this shoulder, that shoulder.
Oh, I don't do that.
Oh, you don't do that?
But sometimes I'm dealing with a work thing, like in the office, and then I'll have a thing come up and then I'll just put it on the side there, like on top of the notebook, and I'll visualize it as like some character. Is that weird?
I think visualizing it as a character is probably a step further than most people take.
But is that a thing?
It's very effective, yeah. I mean, I think it's something people should use. It's a tool that compartmentalizing, right? Like putting it in yours is slightly different maybe, but compartmentalizing, characterization, whatever. But yours is a mix of the two, I suppose. But yeah, putting it somewhere, right? Externalizing it and putting it somewhere, returning to it later.
Yeah, I find it's easier to be like, it feels like it's not going to burn me up now as much. I just put it, I let it. Yeah,
you're not holding it, but you're just putting it aside.
Yeah. The trouble is when you keep piling things over there and then you just
don't do it, and then you're just like, ugh.
You're like, haha, I got a new trick. I just put it over here. You got nothing on me, emotion.
That's why I said you gotta come back to it. Otherwise then you're looking at a pile of you, and here feels empty because you're everything that you care about or that you felt is over there, and here is nothing.